These new age adults are exactly why I'm afraid to have kids. Because they want to be the kids. Like, the grandma's the baby. Currently going viral on Twitter right now because I had retweeted a post where Sexy Red was mad because she couldn't go and perform or speak at a school. And I said that I've been telling y'all her target audience is kids. Because it is. That's what I believe. That's what I see with this shit. You don't gotta agree. I don't care. A lot of these new age artists target kids with very hypersexual and explicit content. I feel like my point is proven seeing that she's mad she can't go into a fucking school. Because why, as an adult entertainer whose music is on the verge of erotica, would you even think it's appropriate for you to show up at a school and then show up like that? Smelling like marijuana with your cleavage hanging out. Baby, you wouldn't even be able to go visit your baby daddy in prison looking like that. But that's how you show up for the kids. Okay. 2, why would adults even think it is morally right to book a fucking Sexy Red to come speak to kids? From the teachers to the fucking superintendent to, why would y'all think that's acceptable? The adults of this generation do not want to protect children. They just want to exploit them. Y'all don't see black kids as kids. You don't see black children as children. This is why y'all in my comments in my last videos mad at me because I don't agree with an 18-year-old being a 304. The amount of adults in my comments trying to justify this shit is just like blowing my mind. Somebody said, well, adults love sexy, kids love sex. What adult is condoning their child listening to Sexy Red? Even I had to sneak to listen to Kaya. The adultification of black kids right now makes me want to fucking slap every bitch in here. A lot of these new age adults remind me of those older monitors who would come and substitute after school and who would think they was one of the kids. I'll never forget, I had a whole beef with one of these grown ass monitors. Literally, I had to call my mom up to the school because she beefing with me like she a kid. Literally. You mad at me, but you kicking it with the whole football squad. And what's funny is she ended up getting fired years later because it got found out that she was messing with one of the kids. And that's what y'all be giving. Like, weirdo behavior. Y'all are blurring the lines. Y'all do not want to hold space for the kids. I told y'all hating bitter aunties is in the club with y'all now. They in the club turning up with you. They don't want to be your auntie. They don't want to be a big sister. They don't want to be your mentor. They your fucking competition. Confirmation. You can go to the club right now and see an 18-year-old with the same aesthetic as a motherfucking 35-year-old. It's weird. Y'all are weird. The grandma's the baby.
Let Sexy Red go perform at that school. Y'all don't care about them kids anyway. It's obvious y'all don't care about them kids. I learned the last time I made my video about Sexy Red and the children and the way y'all tried to cancel me over it, that y'all don't care about them kids. So let her go and her weed smelling cleavage out perform at that school for them kids. Between the stitches, between the comments, I got to see firsthand for myself how much y'all don't care about these children. And it's about to show. Because there is about to be a generation of little girls who young and turned out and a bunch of misguided young boys who are going to be menace to societies. Save this video because it is get ready to get spicy out here. And it's going to be all y'all fault. All y'all fault because y'all wanted to be their friends instead of their parents. You wanted to sit up and let them listen to inappropriate music. You wanted to let them sing along with it, dance along with it, make TikToks to it because you thought it was funny and cute. Right? And you're going to get to see what all of that looks like in real time very soon. Y'all going to have out of control teenagers that y'all can't do nothing with. They going to hate and can't stand your guts. And then you going to come to the internet crying to us about not being able to control your own child. And I'm going to say, told you. I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go down. See, right now, y'all are playing stupid and dumb like you don't know that music got an influence on your child, right? Even though it's got an influence on your big grown self, you get influenced by the music. You going to pretend that your 9 and 10-year-old child don't. But once your child gets so out of control and ain't nothing you can do with them, that's when you all of a sudden going to start blaming the music, right? Because you ain't going to want to take any responsibility for the part that you played and your negligence of paying attention to the music and what it was doing to your child until it got too far. But once your child is too far gone and ain't nothing that you can do, here comes, oh my God, I tried to do everything I could as a parent, and the music got a hold of my child, and it was just nothing I could do because the influence of the music and the school and the kids, it was just so much more than I could do. Yeah, I know. That's the reason why we told you should pay attention to the stuff that they listening to. You should pay attention to the kids that they hanging around. You should be monitoring your child better than you do. You should probably be monitoring your child more than you be monitoring that man's phone that you always going through, right? But you can't hear nothing right now. At the end of the day, I always speak up about the children because at the end of the day, that's all I care about is the kids. I care so much about the kids that any child that I would have gave birth to would have been too good to be here on this earth. And that's the reason why I didn't bring them here, because I don't want no child of mine having to grow up with the kids that y'all are creating. I would never do that to no child of mine. I just watched a video of a mother talking about how she tried to do her best in protecting her child from the world, but the influence that these kids have on her child when they go to school, the stuff she finds on her child's tablet, the conversations that y'all kids are having, how sexual y'all children are at such young ages. Y'all kids are under 12 sending nudes. Be for real. But you know why that is? Because y'all don't know how to let kids be kids. Y'all be letting y'all kids be in grown-up conversations. They be listening to you and your homegirls gossip. They be around you and your homeboys smoking. Y'all don't care about these kids and keeping them in a child's place. They listening to the same music you listening to, watching the same TV shows and movies that you watching. My parents would never. We wasn't even able to listen to the same music that my parents was listening to. I don't even know if my mom and my daddy was listening to the music that was going on in the 90s. You know why? Because anytime I was in the car with my daddy, he was somewhere listening to Kenny G, getting on my nerves with all that saxophone playing. And if I was with my mama, she was listening to Mahalia Jackson, and all I knew was gospel music when I'm with her. Right? If I wanted to listen to any of the explicit rappers like Kaya or any of them, I had to sneak off and do that when I was at school, or find that stuff out from the girls who parents didn't care. I wasn't able to watch movies that was too grown. I wasn't able to watch TV shows that was too grown. I was not able to do anything that was not age appropriate. And I am glad that my parents watched over me like that, because I got to see, as life went on, the difference between me and the people who was half raised. Hear me now, believe me later. Y'all children are about to be something special, and I'm just sitting back and watching.
The spring season of 2023, the time when everyone goes to Miami, a music video was posted by a rapper, and it was called Pound Town. The video, first featuring two women on the strip of Miami, set the tone for what we were about to see in this video. The video cuts to a man kneeling, sucking the toes of the main rapper, and to me, that was the new low that we had just reached. Topping it all off, she begins rapping, "I'm out of town, thugging with my rounds, pink, brown."
I'm out of town, thugging with my round, my pink, my brown.
Pretty much rapping about her internal self. This woman, you don't have to be blind to see that she promotes a HOE culture, a culture that is entirely terrible for women, and pretty much encouraging you, women, men to be promiscuous. Not surprised? Her video became a hit. I'm talking like she was meeting rappers, it became the summer anthem, and the worst of it all, this trash culture made its way into elementary schools. I mean, they had kids as young as 5 years old inside of elementary schools singing the song.
I'm looking good when I'm hopping out that truck. Where the hood that they get them bucks.
And I'm not even surprised, because the generation of teachers today are my age. But to me, I question, how is it that parents are letting their kids listen to this song? How do they know the lyrics? Quickly, her video became very controversial, and I was happy to find out I wasn't the only one who thought this way. There were comments like, "We are making it all the way to Planned Parenthood with this one." Comments like, "We are losing father figures with this one." Comments like, "We are creating single mothers with this one." And comments like, "This is the most ratchet, disgusting piece of pure classical art that I'd ever heard." From WAP by Cardi B, Anaconda by Nicki Minaj, Sexy's Red video didn't make me any more surprised. Rap is depressing, and Sexy Red is one of the reasons why. Although, from this girl's raunchy image and hood persona, I was compelled to go and find out who she was. And also, I couldn't help but question, on what scale could this woman be bad for women in our society? Who is Sexy Red? Quickly, I was led here, the north side of St. Louis. For the past 60 years, this city has remained the most misunderstood, stereotyped, and neglected section of the state. Standing here, you see abandoned brick buildings with boarded up windows, children playing with toys on street corners, and elders sitting on chairs in their front porches watching the world go by. Here was where Sexy Red, on her iPhone 5, started listening to Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj was a big inspiration for her. And from this rough environment, you can already guess that it was what gave Sexy Red hood persona. This girl is very hood. In high school, Red begins messing with this guy. He wasn't much of a stand-up guy, and she obviously seemed to like him a lot. The relationship eventually led to a baby, foreshadowing the toxic baby mama culture that Sexy Red believes in today. While pregnant, Sexy Red's boyfriend at the time, Chucky, starts talking to other women, dating them, eventually cheating on Sexy Red with these women. Now she was hurt, and she decides to make a rap song about him, dissing him in the song. When she made the song, she showed him, and I made a diss song about him and the girl and her friends, because the friends being on it too. Then I showed my boyfriend the song, and he was like, dang, you can rap. While her boyfriend thought her rhymes were good, even her friends who heard the rap told her that she should start rapping full time. And this was where Sexy Red began. She started making real songs terrible for the culture, on Mad Rap's YouTube channel, a channel once posting gaming videos and now music, is where she uploaded her first video, 1,000 Jugs. She rapped about guns while she walked down the street with a guy whose swagger screamed, I have a bedtime and I'm proud of it.
We shooting out the roof, and now you wanna know.
Commenters read, she literally went to Best Buy, found a white guy looking for a keyboard for his computer, and said, hey boo, you wanna be in a music video? From this video, her talking about gang violence, walking down the street with a white guy, was funny enough, yet it foreshadowed what was about to come in her future songs. That video did considerably well. It was viewed more than 100,000 times, and after this, the sky was really the limit for Sexy Red. She would make a YouTube channel, start posting music consistently, Pound Town would be posted, and it'd become a massive hit, and that song would shoot her into mainstream rap. In just 6 months, 23 million views and 173,000 people liking it. It is now being played in clubs, she's meeting celebrities, Drake is simping for her, and even teachers are blasting this in their classrooms. However, if we drop our emotions and look at Pound Town for what it's really promoting, it's promoting a degenerate culture and nothing but women promiscuity, encouraging women that clothes are not good for you. You know, don't wear clothes, just leave clothes out of your situation when you're getting dressed in the morning, right? While the song blew her up, I was glad to find hope. Hope meaning that there are people out there who feels the same way about her songs.
Yeah, I hate her. Yeah, that's she's delivering a spirit amongst young girls. She's introducing. We've had a gangster spirit. The gangster spirit damn near wiped the young black males out. This spirit is fit to do a number on the young black girl.
And not just her world, the entire world of female rap. Now, some of you watching this might be Sexy Red fans. I don't hate Sexy Red. I'm sure she had no money when she started, and rap has given her a new avenue, right? But my claim still stands that female rappers are promoting a toxic culture of promiscuity. And promiscuity is not a good thing for women. Her music is highly enticing, overtly revealing, and even being referred to with the hashtag on social media, HOE culture music. First person I saw do it was Lil Kim, then Nicki Minaj with Anaconda, and then Cardi B with WAP, Glorilla with the Ratchet Wave, Ice Spice, who when her crowd isn't feeling her, you know what she does, to now Sexy Red with some new, colorful, brown lyrics. Even though these women have gotten substantial amounts of fame so far from this type of music, it still brings the question, why are women in rap so revealing? It makes me think, are they forced to show this much skin? And why does this formula seem to work so well in the music industry? It seems like nearly every rap song today is filled with explicit lyrics. To find a Cardi B or even a Sexy Red song without them alluding to a single body part would be so rare, like it was you finding a needle inside of a haystack. But still, the question is why, right? Why is it an executive decision from the music labels? Or is this just what works in the music industry for women? To find my answer, I started looking. I listened to podcasts, dived in and out of articles, and within days, I was able to come to a realization. I found out that for women, showing your body is indeed what works in the music industry. It's what sells, and I'm going to tell you why. While the male rap starter kit consists of a gold chain, stacks of money, and women being used as music video props, we see that those work perfectly well for the male rapper. But when it comes to women, this is very different. According to Cardi B herself, she once said something interesting, which is that people don't support her music unless she's rapping about her. With this, I was able to tell that the rap industry for women is like a double-edged sword. If they rap about intimacy and close the bedroom stuff, they get views. But if they don't get views. And women that are rappers who don't show their body pretty much often, they prove this statement. If you were to look at the black women who rap but don't show their bodies as much, the truth is that these women, they exist, but do you ever hear of them? The blogs never talk about them. They never go viral. You see them nowhere. They're not even being pushed.
Okay guys, so I have seen a lot of people, right, that nowadays female rappers only talk about and now that Jermaine Dupri bring it up, now I'm gonna say something about it, right? First of all, I rap about she my best friend, you know what I'm saying? And second of all, it's because it seems like that's what people want to hear. I ain't even gonna front, because let me tell you something. When I did Be Careful, people was talking mad shit in the beginning, like what this is not what I expected. I expected this, I expected that. So it's like, if that's what people ain't trying to hear, then all right, then I'm gonna start rapping about my again. And
you cannot convince me otherwise that Sexy Red is not an industry plant that was put here to help finalize the destroying of the black woman image. They was already had us under attack, and she was here to just finalize the process. The way they trying to force her on us is just crazy. Like, I wanted to go see Drake, but once I found out Drake had her opening for him, absolutely not. Absolutely not am I going to support anything that thing is behind. I'm not supporting it, right? This is the reason why it's time to separate. It's time to separate as black women, because ain't no way I'm about to be associated with that and Suki Stankiana. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. At this point, separation has to happen. It's one thing to make trashy music. That is a different level of trash. That's a different level of trash. Kaya's My Neck, My Back, it was bad. Trina and Trick Daddy's You Know Nan, it was bad. But that's a different level of dirty stank music, right? It's just a different level. Like, it ain't never been that bad. There is lyrically nothing that this woman is saying. She's just saying a bunch of vulgar, disgusting, nasty stuff. It's not even music, right? And this is why I know that she's an industry plant. It is not music at this point, right? It's just saying how much nasty, vulgar stuff she can come up with out of her mouth, and how disgusting and distasteful she could present herself in public to help destroy the black woman image, right? Trying to portray it as if we all Pookeishas. And if you don't think that this is successful, just look at what hip hop and stuff did to black men and how it had people stereotyping black men as criminals and thugs, right? Even to this day, black men are still fighting to get away from that stereotype. But as of now, black women are under attack because this Pookeisha image that's being pushed is what they trying to define us by. You ain't gonna define me by that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If they want to be ratchet, stank, ghetto, promote that, do you, right? And the sector of girls who fall under that category and that aesthetic, have fun with it. I don't want no parts. And the other halfway decent women don't want no parts of it either. Like this whole narrative that's being pushed that all black women are so hypersexual because every time you cut on your radio, every time you cut on your TV, all you see is these over hypersexual black women. That is bad. That is bad. And y'all don't understand what that can lead to. The same way promoting thugs and criminals hurt black men because it led to a stereotype of making people believe that all black men were that, is the same way this will hurt black women and making people believe that we are all over hypersexual, right? And you don't even see the bigger picture, but it's very much problematic. No other community uplifts the worst of their community. You will never see non-black women uplift trailer park trash and allow women who trailer park trash to be the face of them. You'll never let them see them tarnish their image that way, right? But not us. Not us. We'll let Pookeisha get the limelight. We'll support it. We'll get behind it. We'll sing the trash music. We'll stream the trash music. We'll repost the trash music. We think it's funny, right? We think it's funny until you see the results that come from it. When you see the trickle down effect of what comes from promoting that image of the person, of the people that you are, right? I'm not behind it. I don't support it. I don't respect it. It's disgusting.
This right here ain't nothing but the destruction of black women. Messing up the black woman image with this foul talk, degrading talk, defiling talk. Nothing but demonic energy. Ain't nothing behind this but Satan himself and the demons of this world. Suki Honor talking about licking a man's butt. What in a woman's right mind would want to put her face between a man's butt? Nasty. Don't care. Sexy Red talking about she the raw dog queen. She don't use condoms at all. So she's showing little girls that, hey, you can let any man get up in you anytime, no matter what. You catch a disease, it's okay. You want to be like us? Use what you got to get what you want. The lyrics, trash. It's no good. Don't sound good. The young generation already lost. They on their way to hell, and they keep on being motivated by this. Don't listen to this. You can't stop kids from listening to everything, but it's a start. It's time to put the word out. Don't listen to this. It's all a work of the devil for these little girls to sell their soul out to the industry for a little money and a little fame.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Sexy Red is ruining the culture and she's making black women look bad. Here's my opinion on that. Because if sex...
Here it is. I get offended when people talk down about dark skin.
Okay, so definitely go back and watch the original creator's video, but I just want to touch on this really quick because I've been seeing a lot of discourse about people saying that Sexy Red's music is too vulgar and that it makes black people and black women look bad. First of all, we're not a monolith, and the way in which a grown woman chooses to present herself is perfectly fine as long as she's okay with it, and she is not responsible for representing the entire black community in any particular way. But the main thing that I wanted to say is I find it very interesting and disheartening that nobody was making these sorts of comments when Cardi B, who is a fair-skinned woman, was running around and making songs about her wet ass you know what. And don't get me wrong, I like both songs. I'm ratchet as hell. But why are we picking and choosing when it's appropriate to make certain types of music based on what the woman looks like and whether or not she's dark-skinned or not?
Sexy Red is not an embarrassment to black culture because she's not black culture. Sexy Red is not an embarrassment for black people because she's not black people. She's Sexy Red. Look, I just saw this post earlier and it just made me upset because people are always saying stuff like that, right? But Sexy Red embodies hood culture, and hood culture is not intertwined with black culture. They're different things because there are other people that are not black that participate in hood culture. But not only that, the biggest problem I actually have with this take is when people are like, oh my goodness, this is the stereotype that we're trying to change and she's promoting it. You know who's not a good representation of black people? Meghan Markle. While she might represent a specific demographic of black people, a lot of black people don't necessarily relate to her with the exception that she's black or partially black. She's not a proper representation of black culture, and she never tried to be, like Sexy Red. But even at her classiest, because that's the whole reason why people are talking about Sexy Red and Sukiana, right? They're degrading, they're ghetto, they're hood, they're classless. Even at her classiest, and mind you, Meghan Markle's definitely way more palatable to the masses than Sukiana or Sexy Red could ever be, even at her best. They were treating Meghan Markle like she was a field slave. Even at her best, they consistently regarded her as if she was less than human. If you had seen the articles that were written about her, if you had seen how people talked about her on the news, like, get it through your head. It doesn't matter what you do as a black person, you're always going to be a caricature for certain people, for certain demographics too. And while I don't necessarily relate to Sexy Red, especially in regards of hood culture, I genuinely enjoy her music. She doesn't represent everybody. She represents a specific subculture, and that subculture exists whether you like it or not. She's not promoting a stereotype, she's promoting herself. And let's be clear, there are plenty of other women we could talk about before we talk about Sexy Red, because what does she promote? Hood niggas, getting money, getting laid. You know who else promotes that? Nicki Minaj.
I want my apology and I want it now. I'm getting tagged by a lot of people on these think pieces that people are making about Sexy Red. And y'all are saying the same thing that I said from the very beginning. And a lot of the people that support my platform know that you're repeating the same thing that I said from the very beginning. But somehow, when I said it in the very beginning, you wanted to cancel me over it. But now, as time has went on and you've gotten to see for yourself what we dealing with, now all of a sudden, I wasn't wrong. Right? Y'all would never say that I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't wrong. Let's be clear. I wasn't wrong, right? I want my apology. I want my apology. You can make a video. You can put it in writing. You can send it to me in a DM, but I want my apology. I seen a video that Mecca made, and this ain't no shade to Mecca. I don't have no issues with Mecca. But in her video, she called out a lot of the stuff that's been going on with Sexy Red lately. And her video had so many likes. But her comment section was what was concerning to me, because I seen a lot of familiar faces in her comment section. A lot of the same people who made these think pieces about me when I made my video about Sexy Red, but then her comment section saying the same exact thing I said from the beginning. I want my apology and I want it now.
Is making black women look bad, which in a way she is, but so are the Cardi B's of the world, the Carisha Please of the world, and the JT of the world. They are also making the culture look bad if we're going to really speak on it, because at the end of the day, no one can make you look bad but yourself, right? Yes, she's being pushed in the forefront, and of course, people on the other wing will also look at her and say, oh, this is, how most of them act. But who are the people listening to Sexy Red and Cardi B and JT and Carisha Please and, Saucy Santana? You are. Your children are. So it's not Sexy Red. It's not the Cardi B's. It's not none of those people who are making the culture bad. If everyone collectively stop listening to those people, they will have no power. They will have no influence over you. But if we continue to listen to them, now we have children in kindergarten singing, bend that over, let that breathe. Who is letting them listen to those things? Yes, it is all over the internet, but you are responsible for your children, for how they come out, because your children are basically your karma, right? So the more children you have, the more karma you have to deal with, because it's your responsibility to raise those little people accordingly, right? So yes, they can put those people in front of you, but that does not mean that you have to listen to them. That's just like a thief going, that's just like someone going to Walmart and they are a known thief in the neighborhood, right? They have all these things in front of them. It is the choice that they make. It is the choice that you make. It is the choice that they make to either steal the stuff or not steal it. But you are still able to control the choices that you make. Yes, like I said before, the Sexy Reds, the Cardi B's, and all of those people have the potential to ruin the culture. But they're not the ones solely ruining the culture. It's the people that's listening to them. It's the people with no self-control that listen to this kind of music and allowing your children to listen to this music on a regular basis that is ruining the culture, not the artists. They are simply there and for you to indulge. If you choose to indulge, then that's what's going to happen. They do make the culture look bad because of the things that they say and the things that they do and all that stuff. Yes, but one person cannot destroy a whole culture. One artist cannot destroy a whole culture. It's the people who are listening. But and this is just my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. Sexy Red is not the best person to let your child listen to. JT is not the best person to let your child listen to, but they have access to it, so they listen to it. For example, growing up, I grew up in the church, And I was always told, don't listen to circular music, don't listen to circular music, and they explain to you why you shouldn't listen to circular music. And now I do now, I'm an adult, I do whatever I want. But I didn't listen to it. I wouldn't go on YouTube and go search the new songs that just dropped, because behind it all, like, I knew why they were telling me not to listen to those music, so I didn't listen to them. So if you don't explain to your children why you don't think they should be listening to this kind of music, then they're going to listen to it because it's just song. To them, it's just song, but they don't realize that they're putting subliminal messages under the music, so it can absorb into the young brain, and for them to be basically start acting according to what the music is saying. So yeah, I guess in a way they could be bad for the culture, but also you should also take responsibility and accountability for your own action and for your children's life, because you're the one responsible for them. Sexy Red is just put there by the handlers so they can, try to influence. They are here to try to influence your kids. So if you're trying to save the culture, like everyone's trying to save the culture, I think we need to go about it a different way and stop trying to blame the artists, because they're not to blame. They're not the one coming in your house and playing the radio, playing their music on the radio. It's you. You're the one that's playing the Sexy Red in your house, and your children are listening to it. You're the one that's playing the Cardi B's in the house and letting your children listen to it. Cardi B doesn't even let her children listen to her own music. They don't. They're probably listening to like pianos, or playing the piano and listening to like really classic music kind of thing, because they know what kind of music that they're putting out, and they know how bad it could be for their children. So they don't let their children listen to their music. So you have the choice to change the dynamic of it. But everyone is just pointing fingers at the people who are delivering the message. Don't do that. That's my take on it.